Hey guys, we were going down the road on the four-wheeler and we spotted this old cemetery here. I mean, look how old this fencing is around it. "1883" says on that. There's Jeremy over there. It showed a marker for a cemetery on the map, but it took us actually hunting for it. It was up a hill. There's not even a walkway or path to get up here to it. We had to climb a hill and then climb a fence. There's a monument there. And see, there's not even any, the trees have grown almost all the way up to it here. Died in 1906. Cornell. And there's another marker back in the trees there. (1841 to 1905). Okay, here's another marker. It's buried in the ground. Look at this here. Wow. Erected by the woodmen of the world. Yeah, it says erected by the woodmen of the world on it. Yeah, that was just buried in the ground over there. The grass is really flat out here. You can tell deer are using this to bed down. Yeah, this one here has fallen over. Yeah, this one's the one that fell over. I can't read it. I can see something was engraved in it. I can't make it out at all. I wish I'd brought some water. I might have to come back with something to clean some of these off because they are so far gone that you can't make them out. It's just a small little cemetery. Yeah, guys, we'll make another trip out here and see if we can clear off some of these. All right, let's hop back on the four-wheeler and go see what else we can find. Well, we're back at the cemetery that me and the boys found the other day. We're gonna clean it. It's overgrown. We found a few buried stones. We've been wanting to do some cemetery videos for a while. We're gonna clean some of the markers and see if we can read. Some of them are just not even able to be read at all. So some of them are completely just overgrown, and more than likely there'll be a few that we won't be able to read because they're just so deteriorated. It's going to be a hot day, and we're just going to get as much done as we can before we have to quit. Yeah, this is the first time the girls have been here. We're just going to take a look around. Y'all see before, see how overgrown and neglected this place is. There's a gate right over there that you're supposed to be able to walk up the hill and come into, and it's just completely blocked. We're going to open that up. And some of these markers right here, we're going to clean and see if we can read them. This marker back here, Alfred G. Tingley, they have him listed as being buried in Oklahoma, and there's no pictures. Nobody can find a picture of his grave. And the reason why is because he's here in Nebraska. So we're going to update it and get pictures of this posted on Find a Grave. And we also, after a little research, found out that he is a Civil War veteran. So we're going to write a letter to the Veterans Administration, and we're going to get a Civil War marker out here for him. Well, the next day, I got the group together. I told them about the cemetery we found, and we decided that we would come down and get it all cleaned up. We loaded up the tools and we headed south. We really underestimated the amount of work it was going to be. The heat was really intense. We're having near record highs right now. I mean, my weed eater, I would run it until it would get weak, and it wouldn't even want to cut grass, barely would run. So I would have to shut it off and cool it down. And also, there was a lot more vegetation and growth than we expected, really. Another thing that took us a while was we were walking around the cemetery and just kind of looking for any hidden gravestones, any buried stones. We didn't want to take a chance of damaging anything. But overall, we had a good day. We were really tired when we got home, but it was very productive, and we're looking forward to going back and completing it. Well, we're back out this morning. It's been so hot, you guys, we weren't able to get a full day in yesterday. But we made a big difference in this place. We're going to clean this headstone today. There's just so much here that needs to be done. But yeah, we're going to, Jamie's going to get started on this. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work on this grass over there. And we're going to try to get this accessible again. There's supposed to be a sidewalk that comes up over here and a gate. But right now, the only way you can get up is a steep hill, and it's just dangerous unless you're just really able-bodied, it's too dangerous. So, y'all, we're going to get to work. Allen G. Tingley was born at Morris, New York, September 7th of 1841. He learned the carpenter's trade as a young man, and he worked his trade more or less his entire life. He served in the Civil War as a sergeant in the Company C, 13th New York Cavalry. After the war, in 1868, he relocated to Lincoln, Nebraska. That was just 1 year after Nebraska became a state. From that time till the fall of 1901, he lived in Nebraska. He made his home in Lincoln, Brighton, Howell, and then Verdon. He was married to a lady named Helen Carver, who he married in 1874 in New York, but unfortunately she died the next year. In 1877, he remarried to Jenny M. Cornell of Salem, Nebraska. They had 1 girl and 6 boys, but unfortunately the girl passed away at 4 years old. His 6 boys were all present at his death. In 1901, he moved to Hydro, Oklahoma, and he was a member of the Woodworkers of the World and the Grand Army of the Republic. It said that when he was a young man, he became a Christian, and he had a membership in the Methodist Church. All this information was from an obituary that I found online. He doesn't have a Civil War marker out here, and I read that I have to write a letter to the Veterans Administration in order for him to get one. I'm not sure if there was ever one out here, but he definitely needs to have one out here. I just tried to imagine everything that he witnessed in his life. You know, that's why people say, well, why do you like abandoned houses so much? Why do you like, it's just old, dilapidated buildings. But see, it's so much more than that. If if you go through there, if you're like me, looking at those videos, you just imagine all of the lives that were lived there, you know? I picture this whole life in my head, you know, of the things that they experienced, World War I, World War II, you know, the Depression, you know, all the major events that happened. I just think about what their lives were like. What did they think about it? How did it affect them, you know? Not to mention just everyday life. You know, getting your kids raised and through school. It's more than the building. It's the memories and the lives that were lived there. This stone needs to be stabilized. It's not the strongest. But we're going to work on that as well, hopefully. My great-grandfather, well, both grandparents on both sides of the family fought in World War II. He lived to be very old. Well, he was right at 90 years old when he passed away. But I was fortunate enough to actually get to throw baseball with him. I'll never forget, I was in my mid-teens and we worked all day. I mean, he was in his mid-80s and we were splitting logs and stacking wood and fixing fences. And he said, "Buddy, did you bring your baseball glove?" I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "Well, go get it." Well, when I got back outside, he was standing in the yard and his glove, I kid you not, it was ancient looking. And I was scared to death to throw the ball to him because I didn't want to hurt him. I did if he missed the ball, and if I hit my great-granddaddy with a baseball, I would have just been absolutely tore up. But he got frustrated with me and said, "Throw the ball. I can catch it. Throw the ball." He said, "I was in the ball team in World War II." That didn't make me feel a lot better, guys, because World War II was forever ago in my eyes, you know, as a kid. But, I mean, I don't know many people that can say that they got to throw baseball with their great-grandfather. I'm one of the lucky ones, I guess. It's been, it's over 100 degrees heat index right now. It's in the low 90s. Making sure I get all this rinsed good. Yeah, I didn't realize you have to use, about the dangers of using an acidic soap on these stones. So we're going to have a lot better results when we come back with the D2 biologic solution. But we have the inscription. The lighting's very bad right now. All the trees are casting a shadow here. But the difference is unbelievable. Well, this is what I was able to do today. It's not as good as I would like. I'm probably going to go back over this bottom part right here. But that D2 will eat every bit of this out of the stone. It actually grows into the stone and compromises the surface. And then the weather and the environment is left just to wreak havoc on it, and they deteriorate. Well, I just went over this bottom part again. It looks a lot better. And this side here really turned out well. You can see the designs in it. So plan when I come back, we're going to clean this stone and level it. We're going to clean those stones, and we're going to try to locate the kids. I think most of them are buried out here as well. So that stone over there in the gate would be the grandparents. And then the one that we've been looking at, that I've been working on today over here, is the son. And then most of these are family members and children. Been working on cutting a path back here to get to the other marker. Just don't have time to do it. Something came up. Have a family member that's sick. They're going to be fine, but I want to go see them down south. So y'all, I might not post a video for about a week. I'm going to record while I'm out of town, and I'll have a lot of content to upload when I get back, hopefully. But if you don't see anything uploaded for a little bit, that's why. We've been working on this today. People have had to just climb a hill, and there's a sidewalk that used to be, I mean, this was just completely covered with trees. But we're going to find the old path, and then we're going to angle it back down to a gentle slope to the road. That way, if somebody comes up here in the future, they don't have to try to climb this bank. I mean, you've got to step over a gate laying down, a fence, which I'm going to tie up before I leave here today. And you have to go down, straight down this bank. So, well, I'd like to thank everybody for, in a way, honoring this veteran. And just, you know, I've reflected on his life. I don't know a lot about him, but, you know, I can imagine being an infantry soldier in the Civil War, leaving from New York and going and fighting. I'm going to try to find a list of the battles that his company was in and post them online. But our veterans definitely deserve respect, and they deserve for their graves to be taken care of, and to have a marker, and just take a minute and think about everything these guys went to. No modern conveniences. Away from home, they had diseases. I read a thing this morning that said most of the company that he was in died from disease alone, not battle. The hardships they endured were just terrible. But, you know, our country's better because of it. Well, yeah, y'all, we're going to be doing more of these videos, and we're still going to be exploring, and we're still going to be doing our abandoned houses and schools and old classic cars. But if you like this video, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any ideas for future videos, we would absolutely love to hear it. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And we will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.